says I'm live. Nobody knows I'm going live, so it'll take a few minutes before anybody shows up.
The only thing is that you might want to turn the volume down.
On that, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't get like feedback.
Well, there's one person in.
Why is it not loading?
Trying something new. I got the phone set. Barb's trying to put it on an old computer that I got, so all you people that are flying by with the comments, it ain't on yet on the computer where I was going to try and read the comments. It's not working.
Well, this computer's not exactly the best.
You can hear me. Well, that's a good thing.
Let me try this instead. There's always more than one way to do
I
things.
had this really old computer out in the shop that I used to use for... Oh, she's got it on.
All right, I muted it, and
She's got it on.
there they are over there.
And here are the people commenting. Cool. All right, so I still think I need to take my glasses off because I can't. It's all in. Hey, how do I make it go down? Like move the...
Oh, you know, honey, that
Because I don't have a mouse.
that's not the mouse. This is it right here. That was funny. Over
up,
here.
woman.
Okay. All right, here, let me show you. You gotta
Click.
no, put your hand here, left click it here, and then scroll with your finger on the thing. Okay, I don't know if you're doing it correctly or not. You gotta actually be on that right
I
there.
was on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding this down.
No. Yes. There you go. You got her?
That's a pain in the ass to do.
Hey, you wanted the antique.
All right, well, it was a computer sitting around doing nothing, so it's working.
Yeah, well, I don't know how well it's gonna work though,
I
because
can't just... okay, so I'm not going back to the old comments that are already in here. If you had something... I want to go down to the arrow and
you're
just
not
make it go
on
down.
This is
Where the fuck is the thing? I can't even see it. Oh, well, where the fuck did the screen go?
okay. Hang on.
Bear with me, all right? For one, I don't have my glasses on because I can't read. Where's my bifocals? Are they still over there?
I don't know, but
Or are they
you
down
are so
in the...
funny right now.
You might just look at me like this all night because... Or not all night because I don't plan on being here for super long time.
I got you back. What you did is you were on this one over here. That takes the screen all the way down, not the comments.
All right, is it where the comments will just come naturally now?
It should right here.
Because I'm not going back and reading
It
old ones because
should.
I screw it up. All right. So,
It should. Just
some people are saying, hi, Barb.
yeah. Hello. Have to go do dishes.
All right, she's leaving now because we think we got it figured out. Or she's got it figured out. I don't. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right, so let's see. Grizzly Ridge Runner. Like I said, I'm not going back. Agnes is in. Jeff Jordan. Good evening, Andy and Barb. Well, Barb just left because I'm still taking these off because it's a bitch for me to read. I gotta back that thing up because I got it in a holder. Okay, Dawson Harris, good evening to Barb and yourself. Got the fan on high, trying to blow some of the snow down Yahweh. Yeah, well, we got some today, but... All right. Dr. Dave here, how are you and the family doing, Andy? Well, I have my days where I'm in agony, and I have my days where I'm good. He's the one that came and gave us, Barb and I, our adjustments there in the shop. So, Mr. Magnum, the Chuck Schumer look. Yeah, that's true. That's how Chucky always Got the glasses down like that. I got bifocals somewheres in this house, but I don't know where the hell they are. And they don't do much better anyhow because it's like this arm length's distance. Doesn't matter if I got glasses on is horrible. Glasses off, not bad. Bifocals, yeah. But all right, Mark Comler, get your truck fixed yet? Yes. Didn't you watch the video that's out? I said what the sensor that was replaced. You didn't watch the whole video, Mark. All right, glad you're feeling better, Grumpy. Sound better too. Yeah, you know what I've noticed? Because today is day 31 of not smoking. Obviously, I ain't quitting this or the other stuff I drink, but today's day 31, and I notice I don't have the hoarse, raspy voice. I mean, I do occasionally if my sinuses, because, you know, when you got allergies, it's, especially the weather we've had lately, 52 one day, and it's like 16 out now. Todd Lambert, what's up? Sucks to get old, yep. Sucks to not know much about computers, neither. That's why she's the IT person. Good evening to you and Barb from Minnesota, where we reduce support ice, not walls. Boy, you might want to be careful when you're misspelling things, because I know what you're trying to say, but that sounds like you're not supporting ice when it's with the word reduce in front of it. But that's why I try to make sure I proofread before I push when I'm on social media, because I've done the same shit. So, Joe Marshall, I've been watching your videos for 10 years. Great job. I've only been on for like 2020. So you must have been watching somebody else before that. No, I didn't. This is the first notification I've got since you said your check engine light was on, Mark. Oh. All right, so to address that, not the check engine light, but I've had a few other people tell me too. Well, I pushed the notification. Where have you been for the past month? And then all of a sudden I noticed you've got videos out. Generally every 4, maybe 5 at the most, 4 to 5 days, we put out a video. So go check. Just saying. I mean, obviously the bullshit that ScrewTube gives out of, you know, push the bell icon and get the notifications when, you know, your favorite YouTubers put out their video. Well, that depends on what agenda you're talking about on YouTube. Let's be honest. So, if you're talking about, you know, the one that got so many people thrown off in 2020, and then when Trump got back in, those people had to be reinstated because it was bullshit that they got thrown off in the first place and blacklisted, and, you know, the bullshit that's gone on with my channel. Hey, do me a favor, kid. Will you throw me my stuff there, please?
What stuff?
The little round tin thing. Yes. Or, thank you. Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Chelsea. Want to do like your mother, reach your hand over and wave? That's what she did before she left. Yep, that's Chelsea. So, but anyways, get your foot out of here. You know, it's like harmful content. You discuss controversial issues. Who fucking cares? Like the left doesn't? It's not a controversial issue when they discuss it, but it's okay because that was part of the agenda. And then all of a sudden we could get monetized. Well, there's one good thing Trump did. He took social media and went, no, we're not going to have that in this country. But so yeah, so for everybody that wants to know, roughly every 4 to 5 days, if you want to see a video from this channel, and now we are getting the spinny wheel of death, at least on the computer I am. So, Lee Harris, what's up? It actually looks like it's still working on my phone, but not on the computer. The old computer that I've got here. Them deer heads look like mine, brother. Well, they're not. They're mine. Glad you're feeling up to par again. What's up with the comedy? With the... Oh, that one went by so fast I couldn't see it. What's up with Comrade Jimmy? Hope he's doing okay. Well, in 2 weeks we'll do a live with him like we're normally going to do. So it's funny, Barb. It's coming in on my phone, but now the computer's got the spinning wheel of death. And I turned this thing horizontally tonight so that I wouldn't have to hold it. Oh wait, the comments are moving on the computer now. Excuse me. It's just the picture, isn't it? So, time for Trump to quit playing games with Tampon Tim and Fry. Yeah, I agree. Well, the comments moved, but I still get the spinning wheel of death. So that's what I don't care neither, as long as the comments move. So somebody make a comment again so I can see if it comes up on the computer. A new one. Yes, this computer's close to death, according to Barb. Now I don't have any comments on the phone either. So I don't know. Maybe we've been having internet. There's a couple popping up, like 5 in a row. Lee Harris said, howdy, Barb. And where are they over here? They are not popping up over here. This may not have been a good thing. Have you and Jimmy parted ways? I have missed you guys. No. I just said, in 2 weeks, on the 30th, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we're doing our normal live stream. We didn't do it this last month because it was the weather sucked. So, this is the first time I've commented on your live from me here in New Zealand. Nice. Call back the IT support. Yeah. So, all right. So the reason why I came on tonight, just to do this, don't plan on being on here for a super long time. Don't plan on going into, tons of shit that's going on. Save that for 2 weeks from tomorrow with Jimmy on the 30th. And whatnot is, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, okay, and if you don't, go on Instagram and follow me. It's Andy the Grumpy Farmer on Instagram. Put up an Instagram post earlier, and I don't give a shit. I'll say who you are, and if you're following me here too and it pisses you off and you leave, oh well. My recent video, Mark, that you haven't seen yet because, you're hoping YouTube notifications actually work, which we know they don't. The video's title was God Bless Ice. I lost 4 subscribers because, YouTube will show me those numbers. Well, you know what? That's what I think of the 4 subscribers that left, because if that title pissed you off and you didn't like it and the computer ain't fucking cooperating over here, so I'm probably not even going to read your comments because I got the phone this way instead of this way and whatever. But if that's the way you're going to be, then you don't need to be on my channel. But my post I put up, my reel I put up on Instagram today was, because we got all these wonderful, idiots, useful idiots. Oh, now I'm getting them some again. I don't know if they're in time with this or what, but anyways, our good buddy, Karen Carol Sanders, who I think is just upset because, she didn't make the dipshit list for 2025. It was going around about, was the ICE officer justified in the shooting of that woman in Minnesota? And then, of course, the comparison was, Karen Carroll said, well, Ashley Babbitt had on a backpack. So apparently, like I said in my Instagram post, backpack, weapon. Car, apparently not a weapon. I'm sure you've all heard or seen by now that last night in Minnesota again, guy shot in the leg, illegal here, Venezuelan, with multiple federal indictments against them, which is why they're there to get him. Because him and a couple of his buddies trying to run from ICE and decided they were going to try to beat the shit out of this ICE agent with shovels and broom handles. So ICE agent shot him in the leg, which, all you lefty loons are all the time saying, well, why don't you shoot him in the leg? You don't have to kill him. Well, there you go. You were obliged. This person was shot in the leg. But on my Instagram post, I said, so a backpack is a lethal weapon, but a 5,000-pound vehicle and a shovel apparently isn't a lethal weapon. Well, somebody who I know this person's been following me for quite some time, but I'm sorry, Fred Flintstone. You made a comment that really fucking irritated me all afternoon. So that's why I'm here tonight doing this. You know, you said you voted for Trump twice, but you'll be glad when he's out of office so that all this chaos is over with. Well, first of all, I didn't say this in my comment back to you, but I'm thinking out of the three that he ran against, Hillary, Biden, and Kamala, which one did you vote for? Because if you only voted for Trump twice, what the fuck? But now my comments are rolling over here. But here's my problem with you, Fred Flintstone, which whatever your real name is. So, oh, your last part of that statement was, and hopefully things will be better by the time he's gone. Oh, so you want Trump to make things better. You just don't want to deal with the fact that, it might get a little shitty to make things better to start with. That's what fucking pisses me off right there about some of the people that I'm mega. I got Newsmax on right now, and Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minnesota, is on. I'd love to turn it up to see what the douchebag's saying, but I won't bother. But, that's what kills me about some people. Well, we don't like what's going on, but, we hope the end result is good. I mean, we just want to go through life with our blinders on and forget about all the illegals that flooded across the border and murdered and raped people like Lake and Riley and all those. And we want to forget about just blinders. This is all we want right here is just, don't worry about your children's generation or your grandchildren's generation. Sickening. Absolutely fucking sickening, in my opinion, is what that is. Bullshit sickening. Oh, I, do we really have to be doing the things that we're doing now? Well, I don't know. Well, I guess not. If you want to just let all those illegals continue to be here and, you know, have these indictments against them for murder and rape and all the other things that the indictments are for, no, we don't have to do it. We can ignore the fraud and all that shit that's going on across this country too. No, hell. Lee Harris went to McDonald's and a Wendy's. Signs on the door saying, sorry, the lobby is closed. Please use the drive through. I asked why. They said it's because of the ICE agents. For fuck's sakes, are you kidding me? Yeah, I saw a McDonald's that had a had a sign on the door that said no trespassing to the ICE agents, and they literally had an armed guard standing out front, which I thought that was quite interesting. The cost of illegal immigration. That was Carl. On a much awesomer note, got my deer back from the butcher today. Nice. I don't know how far behind this one is. I mean, I'm getting shovel, not a weapon, huh? When I was in high school, a guy in town murdered a handicapped person with a shovel. Yeah. So these comments can't be too far behind what I'm saying here, but they're moving 10 times slower than what the ones on my phone are. But yeah, so that just, today, oh, with that comment. And hey, Fred Flintstone, if you're here and you're some other name on my YouTube channel, if that just pissed you off, you can leave. I don't give a shit if it pissed you off because you got the leftist politicians, especially in Minnesota right now with that Fry and Walls, literally stoking the fire, telling people, get out there with your phones, you know, make sure you record everything that ICE is doing. You need to stand up. And then shit happens because they are legally trying to do their job. And oh my goodness. Whoa, comments are flying now. Uh, you're right, Lloyd and Ace. I said fuck McDonald's. So, good evening, Andy, from Mark Radizak. Jeremy, can I post sign that says no trespassing to IRS agents? Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I don't have TV or any internet. Well, our internet's been like this today. No one is above the law, even a president, but illegal aliens get a pass, I guess. Exactly, Carl. And isn't that the left's mantra? No one is above the law. Really? Other than the criminals who, like I seen a thing earlier, this dude that had a 12-year sentence was out in less than 5. What'd he do? Yeah, you can guess what he did, right? And you can probably guess, again, not being racist, but you can probably guess what color he was when a judge let him out early. And guess what happened? Huh, I fucking wonder what. Glad you're doing great with the smoking. Well, I'm hanging in there with it. Josh Wellner, I'm interested in seeing what will happen when ICE makes it here to Maine. I think they got other places they need to go first. Betty Swain, what's up? Just on the news here that St. Lawrence County Sheriff's Department will cooperate with ICE. The two Dems on the council are furious. Yeah, good for them. I mean, it's just it's mind numbing. SV Thoris sailing, you hit the hot topic. Yeah, yeah. But but stop and think about that. I'm so tired of that from the so-called right. It's just like watching Newsmax earlier when I was eating supper. I don't remember what it was for, but there was 81 Republicans that voted for Democrats to go along with these. Oh, one of the things was this bullshit of, keep funding these judges that have gone after Trump and whatnot, like that Bozeman, that Judge Bozeman and whatnot. What are we doing? You got, and then in the Senate, Alaska, Lisa McCarthy, she's not a Murkowski, whatever, Murkowski, however you pronounce her name, Murkowski is not a Republican, okay? She is not a Republican. Oh, speaking of you, Josh Wellner, Collins, she's not a Republican, okay? They keep voting with the Democrats. Those two women are the definition of rhino, right there. Murkowski and Collins. So, could we please stop voting for them? Way up there in Alaska and over there, which Maine's not that far from me, over there on the East Coast. Stop voting for those two. I mean, it's bad enough that Rand Paul talks a hell of a good game because he's a hell of a smart man, but he's far from being a Republican too. He's a rhino. And then we got the half dead ones in there. You know who I'm talking about, like McConnell, who isn't doing his own voting. Let's be honest. Somebody else is pushing the buttons because they literally have to have a person on each side of him to escort him in and out of anywheres. That's not a person who's, doing their own thing. So, Carl says, you want to end these riots? Ask Jim about the old M1s and Beehive time. The Dick Steele, Bill and Hillary Clinton must be above the law. Both of them blew off their subpoenas. But supposedly, they are going to go after them and hold them in contempt. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, farmer from Portland or Lots or Red here, just got to watch our backs. What? Hey, farmer from Portland or OR. It was OR and not capital, so I just took it as an or, Portland, Oregon. Okay. Lots or red here. Well, lots of red here is what you're probably trying to say. It's just like New York. I mean, look at an electoral map. 90% of New York is red as red. But when you got the big city down below, and then a few of them up here, that's what kills us. So, Josh Wellner, Collins is a turd. Yeah, she's beyond that. So is Murkowski. Graham, he's another one. Yes. Don't let stress get you smoking again. I stopped for over a year. My brother died, and other things got me back smoking again. Well, I don't plan on it. So, Lloyd Nace, that's like my jackass senator from South Dakota. Senator Thune is a rhino. No question about it. What a jerk has turned out to be. Yeah, he's better than some, but yeah. Not great. I'll bet you one of the people pressing his buttons is Senator Thune. Yeah, talking about McConnell. Yeah. I mean, I told you this in a previous video or on a previous live stream or something. That one video I remember watching where they, the title of it was like, leftist knocks McConnell down or some stupid shit. And I watched the video, and she was actually as nice and polite the way she asked the question to him, and the dude just literally wipes out in the middle of the floor. And the one guy on each side of him, picks him up, and he turns around and incoherently, you couldn't even understand what he said. Turns around and looks at this woman that was asking the question. She was like an independent journalist. Turns around and goes da 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 da, just like that. Kind of waves like a da 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 da, and makes some weird noise with his mouth. Yeah, good job, Kentucky. Good job, Kentucky, for putting him back in. Whew. At least Chuck Schumer can still speak. We don't want him to, but I. But then again, look at California. I mean, they literally had to scrape her out of there. She was nothing but a bag of bones. In my opinion, Johnson and Thune are two of the biggest parts of the problem. Well, there's a lot of them that are. Just like Minnesota. Minnesota has a lot of red, but it's because of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the suburbs around. Yep. Yep. Well, did you see? I'm pretty sure it's in Minnesota. They let the schools out this past week to go protest. Why does a 12-year-old need to be out there protesting or even know anything about it? Because they were just indoctrinated in their school to go protest? Sickening. Oh yeah, they're just showing on because I got the volume off on Newsmax. Just watch it. They're showing the because I love this. All you protesters love to video one another. They're literally showing where they ripped the uh, gun safe out of one of the federal vehicles last night and broke into it. They literally showed, the one guy stealing the rifle in the rifle bag, walking to his car, getting in it. We see the face. Somebody's, cell phone video actually showed the license plate. So when they do eventually catch this person and you spend the next 20 years in prison, I just want to know, did Soros and Act Blue and whoever else pay you enough to be one of those paid agitators to spend however many years you're going to spend in prison? Did you get paid enough to do that? Because the majority of these protesters don't even know what the hell they're talking about when they're asked, well, why are you here protesting? They don't know what they're talking about. They can't answer. They're just like, I'm done talking to you. The Laura Ingraham from Fox News, I saw a clip where she literally went out, like that kid, that Nick Shirley kid did, but she went out to the protests and was trying to interview some of the people peacefully, just to ask, why are you here? Why are you here? And she had this one woman who got triggered. And Laura Ingraham says, well, don't you work? How do you make money? Don't you work? And the woman got pissed off enough that she finally said, well, I'm getting paid to be here. And Laura Ingraham turned and looked at the camera and started smiling, going, yes, we finally got one of them on camera, admitting the fact that they're getting paid to protest. Most of them don't have a clue what they're protesting about. But again, when that one dude ends up in jail, I want to know, somebody, Laura Ingraham, somebody on Newsmax, anybody, go interview him when he's in his cell and say, how much did they pay you? And was it worth throwing your fucking life away to be put in prison? Just curious, you know. They want to compare the whole J6 thing, kind of like I started the video with backpack, lethal weapon, car, shovel. Apparently not, because they want to justify, the shooting of Ashley Babbitt. I don't get it. Let me start reading the. Hey, Chels, could we, Kind of loud out here, so. Uh, been doing these little nicotine pouches. They had 3, 6, and 9 milligram. I went with the 6. I was getting wicked headaches from quitting. So I take maybe suck on 4 or 5 of these a day. Eventually, probably won't even do these, but it helped, and it helped with the cravings too. So, Lloyd Nace, South Dakota farmer. I'm from up around Sioux Falls. I didn't realize Sioux Falls had turned blue, or is it more of a purple hue now? It's getting ridiculous everywhere. Yep, I'm down here in beautiful Tallahassee, Florida. We have the governor, Ron DeSantis. Yep. Lloyd Nace. I'm from Flandreau, South Dakota. Never heard of that. Flandreau, South Dakota area. So I'm about 30 miles, 40 miles north of Sioux Falls. Ed and Sally from Florida. Sally Basket. State funded with federal dollars. Is this an inside job? PSYOP opposition. Well, they call everything an inside job. They call everything a PSYOP. Maybe it's Israel's fault because, you know, everything is their fault too. That is sarcasm, but it's also a hint of I'm fucking tired of that bullshit too. So you want to bring that on? Go ahead. Because you want to believe all that PSYOP? Go ahead. But I'm not playing that game. Is Israel perfect? Not by any means. Have they done bad shit in the past? Absolutely. Can we say the same thing about the United States? Absolutely. But if you want to believe that a fucking country the size of New Jersey is at fault for everything, have at it. This is more than a hat rack. So, because I'm not gonna. And someday, if I'm absolutely proven wrong because a country with 9 million people all of a sudden took over a country completely of 330 some million, and another country like China of 1.4 billion or whatever they've got and all that, if that 9 million people country owns the world, then I'll be more than happy to get on here and say, I should have fucking listened to all of you. But I don't think that day will come, so. You're true. You're right, Carl. The PSYOP doesn't have to be that strong because people aren't that smart today. Saying you voted for Trump twice, but I don't like what's going on. Hopefully everything's better by the time he leaves, but I can't wait until he leaves so that we don't have to see what's going on right now. Pretty much proves your point right there, Carl. I too am trying to quit smoking. It ain't easy. I know I make my own cigarettes, so I'm now down to at least 10 cigarettes a day instead of the usual 20 to 30. Started smoking when I was 14. Holy shit, 14. Excuse me. No, they feared for the kid's life because all the ice all the ICE agents that were there. Fritz, hey, what are you talking about? They feared for whose life? You know, that's kind of like the woman who went ballistic because ICE tear gassed a crowd and her 6-month child got tear gas, breathed in tear gas. Who brings their 6-month-old to a riot? Just asking. Legitimate question. You shouldn't have a child. DPS should take your fucking child if you're bringing your 6-month-old child to a riot. But let's make a big to-do about, oh my goodness, a 6-month-old got, oh, it's horrible. Nothing about the parent that brought a fucking 6-month-old to a riot, though. No, that's okay. Yeah, you're right, Betty. They're getting their education from the Leering Center. Uh-huh. I chew on cloves on occasion, tooth and health benefits. Big old cigars in between, though, on occasion. I'm doing none of them. The smoking. Rusty nails. I smoked for 65 years. Quit in October. I'm still craving that cig, but if I can get past that period of time, then I can keep going. That's why I did started doing some of these. Like I said, I don't do a lot of them a day. They're different flavored, so they taste good. Consider the alternative. Harrison Walls administration. Exactly. Exactly, Richard Cranium. Don't take your babies to riots. Exactly, Betty. I mean, but look at what the media does with that. Oh my goodness, a 6 month year old, or 6 month year old, I keep saying that because a 6 month old got, you know, tear gassed. No, the 6 month old didn't get tear gassed. A crowd of idiotic people got tear gassed, and apparently one of those idiotic people was a mother that was not smart enough to not bring a 6 month old to a fucking riot. Yeah, I've seen the toothpick thing too, and they make them flavored, but I didn't want to go that route. Yes, where is DCF? I mean, it's just, uh, and a lot of this wouldn't be happening if the local law enforcement was working with ICE. Here's a thought: these thugs, these illegal aliens that have, federal indictments for, whatever, rape, murder, theft, you name it, they wouldn't be out on the street having to be corralled if, when they're in custody, local law enforcement, yeah, ICE, yeah, we got Rico Suave here that you're looking for. Why don't you just come pick him up at the back door? All right, see you in a few. Hmm, imagine that. Yeah, exactly, Michael Brass. You guys got Chicago like we got New York City. Carl says, could you imagine the State of the Union if Harrison won? Her standing there with her bicycle helmet cackling. Yeah. Yeah, telling what a great job it was to let all the illegals in the country. Yep. They're going to run like hell with it if any kid gets hurt. And they need to blame the parents, not the ICE agents. Those people are idiots. Their parents had to have drank and did drugs before they came. Yeah, probably. My son quit by using those nicotine pouches you're using. They help. Also, nicotine is good for you. Yeah, that's another. I agree with that because I actually read up on it before I decided to do this because first thing I did was I was like, man, is it normal to get headaches when you quit smoking? Yes, because of the nicotine withdrawal. And then, of course, I'm reading, the different articles about nicotine, blah, blah, blah. And I found this one from this one doctor that, God bless him, he actually spoke the truth. He said, if you're getting your nicotine, suck it on a cigarette, cigar, whatever. Oh, excuse me. I ate supper before this. No, that's not good because it's not the nicotine that's getting you. It's all the bad shit you're sucking in from the cigarette or the cigar. But nicotine they actually give to like people who are starting to get dementia and shit like that because it really helps with brain function. So, and anything as long as it's not, you know, I saw the commercial for this. This is that Alpin. No, I'm not in any way, shape, or form hooked up with these people. And Carlson is a part owner in this, from what I understand. Who, I always liked Tucker. I think he's kind of like Candace, gone a little off the deep end lately. What's up, Keith? I could read that one on my phone. But I don't give a shit who owns the company. It's American. It's an American company, supposedly. That's what they tell you. So I went with it, and it's like I said. There's 20 of these in here, just like there's 20 cigarettes or my little cigars in a pack. And the commercial that Tucker did, he's like, "Oh, I went on this, trip to Europe, and I stuffed 40 pouches in a container of 20, which is bullshit because 20 barely fit in here, but whatever, you're trying to sell them. And on the plane, I just was, help after help after help. Well, I don't know if, because they make a coffee one also, not just nicotine. They make one, or I shouldn't say coffee, caffeine. So maybe he was talking about that one. I don't know, but I don't know why anybody would do one right after another. Maybe a chain smoker trying to quit. I don't know. But I was never a chain smoker, so. All right. Let me go back to some comments. Carl says if they were working with ICE, they wouldn't need to go to the neighborhoods. Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, let's see. Carl also said they could just go to the jail and pick them up. Yep, like I just said, now they have to go into the neighborhoods, and any illegal who's with them is getting picked up with them. Exactly. Orlo 6859, they care about their people, but no curfew to keep them safe and so families can sleep. Yeah, exactly. Well, they always say, oh, we're concerned for our citizens. If you were concerned for your citizens, local law enforcement would be working with ICE, and this would be going much, much smoother than what it is. No, what you're concerned with is your future voting block. Let's be honest. So, Jesse, the body is ready to clean up. Yeah. Z-Track, is that a question for Snapper? That must be one of you talking to somebody else. How did we get so many pro-Sharia and pro-Marxists elected? Indoctrination? I don't know. Tucker had alcohol issues too, didn't he? I don't know. Lee Harris says hit the thumbs up. Yeah, you are a little behind on that. 311. Wow, there's 553 in here. Have you ever tried vaping? No, I'm not gonna. No. It's bad enough that I went cold turkey when I got sick. I didn't smoke for 2 or 3 days because I was sicker and shit. And I said, I'm just gonna stop. Well, then after about 2 weeks, we're like, oof, I'm not gonna pound down Tylenol all the time and whatnot. So I looked up these things and I was like, all right, I'll try these. I didn't want to go right to the top to the 9 milligram. I started with the 6. Maybe I'll drop down to the 3 and then eventually not do them at all. But the smoking is not the nicotine. Yes, the nicotine is addicting. I mean, this says right on it, warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is addictive. Yeah, but it's also not going to kill you like the tar and all the other chemicals that you were breathing literally down into your lungs. Because I've learned a lot now. The little hairs on your lungs called cilia, I think it is, Cillia, or Cilia, cilia, something like that. Some of the shit that I've been hacking up in the past few weeks that, this ain't stuff you swallow. You make sure you go somewhere where you can spit. So, and these things you don't ever have to spit because there's no tobacco in them. You just, what little bit of juice they put out, you swallow it. Actually, like I said, they're flavored. It tastes good. These are chilled mint. Alright, Jim Lippy, what federal funds are going to be eliminated to sanctuary states? All of them, I hope. I don't know. I know Trump's talking about it, but I don't know what they are. Oh, I'm out of my beer, so I guess I drink my water. I had too many things in front of me because this so-called, whatever you want to call it, portable flip open desk, I don't know what they call them, the little computer. It ain't so little. So, alright, I I'm chewing on one of these toothpicks right now that supposedly has a sweet whiskey flavor to it, and it's not bad. They have different flavors too. All right, what press conference did I miss? I started smoking when I was 15 and quit when I was 22. Well, you did well then. You quit that early. Can you imagine electing a sheriff who cries? Oh yeah, was that sheriff in Minnesota who wasn't he that? No, it was somewhere else that was crying about the two illegals that were shot or something. Where were all these leftists when American citizens were being murdered, raped, beaten, all the other things that happened by illegals? Where were they? Where was the lamestream media for all that? They'll they'll yell and scream that a 6-month-old was tear gassed, and that's the way they'll put it out there. That 6-month-old was tear gassed. But yet, oh, an American citizen was murdered? What color was the person who did it? Ooh, oh, were they from this country? Ooh, that's a double. Ooh. All right, we won't talk about it then. Yeah. Great, ain't it? Yeah, old farm acres. Joel, I agree with you. I'm not on Facebook, but you see it other places too. But you know, in a year's time, no one will remember her name. Because she's not going to be the big martyr that, you know, a certain somebody, I'm not even going to say his name, from 2020 became for the left. All eagle tastes better than chicken. What? MT Pockets wooden nickel. I wouldn't say that out loud because you may end up with a federal agent on your door wondering if you killed a bald eagle. Alright, so now nothing's moving over there, but it is over here. Michael Brash and somebody else are having a conversation. So, I say Democrat Party is going to disappear like the Whig Party did. Well, I say the Republicans are going to lose the midterms because the rhinos suck. The people like, Fred Flintstone, who left that comment earlier that pissed me off on my Instagram, are the way they are. Voted for Trump twice. Still want to know which one of them three you voted for the third time. But, boy, I just don't like what's going on, Can't wait till he's gone. Hope he's got everything fixed by then. But, we don't want to turn the news on and see all this, protesting against ICE. Oh, yeah, let's go back to 2020 and, watch the BLM riots where it cost this country, what, $20 billion in damage, 27 people dead. Peaceful protesting, as the reporter literally stood with something burning to the ground behind them. It's mostly peaceful protesting. I don't know what's going on now, but oh wait, actually I think they're showing Iran. Fires in the street. Good for you, people of Iran. And you know what? If they need us to go over and drop a few bombs again, I hope we do. Because wouldn't it be nice for the people of Iran to be liberated? Just like wouldn't it be nice for the people of Venezuela to be liberated? I know. America first. I get it. But as I've stated in previous videos, America first doesn't mean America only. It's like our good buddy Dave Helmer, the 1%er from Canada there, Mr. Millionaire. Well, you guys are going to piss off all your allies and someday you'll be standing alone. Well, when it comes to a push button type war where we're going to start sending missiles and Some of them might be nucleified, you know what I mean? I want that one country that a lot of you think is controlling the world on our side. And wouldn't it be nice to have, Venezuela and even some countries in the Middle East? Imagine that, like Iran. But hey, I'm just saying, I'm an outlier on all this stuff because, some of y'all are just convinced that if I see Charlie Kirk stuff again, it's either, like I said in one video about that, oh, what's his nuts there, that heavy duty country that I used to watch. My God, every other video or every 2 out of 3 is still Charlie Kirk shit. Drumming up the views to get, the YouTube money. He had one out here the other day. I don't watch him, but I saw the headline. It had to do with, well, maybe it was the lapel microphone that exploded and did it to him. And then it's the bodyguard. It was him, and that was tied to Israel, and because Erica Kirk was wearing leather pants a month after it happened, what woman would wear a pair of leather pants, 4 weeks after her husband died? I don't know, a 37-year-old woman. Imagine there's a lot of women in their 30s that just, I'm just done with all the people like Fred Flintstone and all the people with their conspiracy bullshit that will never let anything play out. I'm done with all the people who Trump's not doing everything fast enough for you. The Epstein list is not all out yet, and it's not what you want. It's never gonna be what you fucking want. Can you get that through your head? But, like I've said on that too, we paraded the 100 women around on the steps of the Capitol and all this. I do believe something really bad happened at Epstein Island, but why can't they come out and say, this person did this to me and I'm filing a civil suit against them? Sound familiar? E. Jean Carroll, 83 million or whatever it was. Trump raped me. I don't remember where, I don't remember when, but I know he did. Pay me. Yep. There's quite a few of you commenting, but this has come to a standstill over here again. L. Calvert. Funny how the left know what a woman is and a mother pertaining to Renee Good. So we are no longer saying birthing person. Yeah. Marines on one side, airborne on the other. These kids are doomed. Insurrection. Well, I hope Trump goes that direction and sends in troops to get shit cleaned up. The heavy duty guy's been going hard with that stuff. I stopped watching him just because of that. So did I, Jim. So did I. I was like, no, dude, I mean, and what cracks me up is all the people that still are, why are we not seeing the evidence? Why is this? Oh, I don't know, because you weren't picked to be in a fucking jury, if that's even been picked yet for prosecution. So, just saying, we don't try things in the public, because that's how bad people get off, with a good lawyer saying, well, he can't get a fair trial because, look, it's all been put out in public already. But everybody thinks it's supposed to be. We have a far left in this country. We also have a far right. Remember that. And they both are helping with the destruction of this country. So, this fucking thing ain't moving. Your guys' shit has gone by so fast. I can go try and go back. Lloyd says, hey, Andy, what do you think about this deal with Dan Bongino and him quitting? I don't know. I'm sure he's got his reasons. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to be one of those people. I had the feds. Whoops, that one disappeared fast. Oh, now I got some shit on my screen that I don't want there. I had the feds and Secret Service here in 2019 when I took Gretchen Whitmer to court. Case number, well, I'm not going to look it up, so. Tom still can't see me. I don't know what. Oh, wait, we're coming in hot over here now, a whole bunch of them. Apparently, Tom Anderson's in. Some people are saying hi to him. I'm sure this is way behind this, but because my picture is still froze over here with the spinning wheel of death. It's not too far behind because there's MT Pockets, Wooden Nickels comment about the feds. Motor in USA, thanks for the relay, Lee. Would you tell somebody I was on, Lee? Appreciate it. So, what time is it anyhow? 7:42. I didn't plan on spending a ton of time on here tonight. It's called tribalism, Carl says. I really can't stand Nazi Gretchen. She really, really needs to go. Well, there's a lot of governors that need to go. You can have our horse face from New York here. Oh, Don Lemon's on. I gotta turn it up. Don Lemon is on Newsmax right now. Don Lemon is saying to MAGA that, is this what you voted for, MAGA? Oh, you're a cruel, heartless fuck if this is what you voted for. Don Lemon actually said that on his podcast. Guess what? I'm a cruel, heartless. You know what? Ah, that's right. I was going to try not to say that word as much. I don't know, Lloyd, why Bongino did what he did. Maybe he saw shit he didn't like, so he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. I don't know. I mean, I don't completely trust our FBI or CIA or DOJ, any of them, and it's not for the same reason that a lot of you don't. I like Kash Patel. I think he's doing a good job. I think he's done a lot more than what most of you know he's done, but it doesn't get put out in public. But if you look it up, which, God forbid, people did their own, investigating and did their own homework on things. Pam Bondi, on the other hand, I'm a little 50-50 on her still, but they still have a lot of people underneath them that came from the previous administration, and until they screw up, like the 6 that she just fired in Minnesota, because they showed their true colors, if she was as bad as some of y'all think, she wouldn't have fired those 6. But they got to find out that these people suck before they can get rid of them. So, Steve and Kim Atkins, what's up? Always a pleasure chatting. We follow each other on Instagram too. So if you're on Instagram, I'm Andy the Grumpy Farmer. If you're not on Instagram, you're thinking about getting on it, I'm Andy the Grumpy Farmer. So, Richard Klanicky, I have definitely had enough to answer your video description. Yeah, it's beyond stupid what's going on. Jim Lippy, I'm getting too old to go down the cellar and load that damn wood stove all the time. I think Bongino got out. Got. No, I think Bongino got. I don't know. If he goes back to his podcast, maybe we'll find things out. Which is what Sirloin McGroin, nice name, just said. You think he wanted to spend more time with his family and he's better as a podcaster. Sirloin McGroin, that's a new one. I don't recognize that name, but I like it. Chattercat Keith says, in my opinion, Dan was being controlled beyond his better judgment. We'll see when he goes back to his daily podcast. Yep, that's what I say. Evening, Motor and Lee and Tom. Jeff, what's up? Jeff Weinstock is in. Boomer, one of our state legislators here in Utah wants a law that ICE can't come here. It'll never happen. We have a Republican majority. Well, we also do in Congress and Senate. And look at what some of the shit that's being passed. Look at what some of the shit that's, blocking Trump. Still waiting for them to drain the swamp. Well, that's the problem. One man, if you've been here long enough, you've heard me say 100% of the Democrats suck and 90% of the Republicans do. That's an awful lot of people in the swamp that Trump's trying to fight by himself. So, and then you got the people, like I just said earlier, who, Trump's not doing enough. And then when Trump does, like ICE, the shit that's going on now, we don't want to see that, can't wait till he's. What is it? You want to, MAGA should be something every person in this country should want, whether you're left, right, center, whatever. Make America great again. We've always been great, but we ain't been great lately. Lee, Jimmy will be back. Yeah, for anybody that's asking about Jimmy, Friday the 30th, I'm pretty sure it's the 30th, Jimmy and I will do ours up to Jimmy's. As long as we're not getting a foot of snow and 50-mile-an-hour winds again. Because I wasn't driving up there in that weather. I wonder that too, Ohio Farm Girl, if Dan had to sign an NDA. But Lois says in South Dakota you're supposed to get 40 to 50-mile-an-hour winds tonight. Yeah, and when it's snowing, that's not fun to be out in. Even if you're only going 1.5 miles down the road. Well, Bama Hamma, you're right. The swamp probably never will get drained as long as we, the people, act the way we do, like the ones that expect everything yesterday. And then when things do happen, I don't want to see it, and keep reelecting. Well, it's not my senator or congressperson. Open your eyes. Look at how they vote. Yep. And like I keep telling y'all, dip your toes in the water. Run for your town or city council. Run for your county legislature. Be bold after you've done a few of those things. Jump out into your state. So, first thing you can do to actually prove to me that you, are really serious about wanting things to improve, prove to me that you even know who's on your town or city council. Because I'll guarantee you the majority of people don't. Like I said in a video here a couple videos ago, last year I still had people calling me. I was off the county legislature December 31st, 2023. What are you calling me for? Well, I thought you were still my legislator. Well, obviously you didn't vote in the previous election then, did you? So go over the corner, sit down, shut the fuck up, because you got nothing to say when you don't participate nor pay attention. There's people that don't know who their state representatives are, their congressional representatives are, but you want to be out there and bitch. No, go to the corner. So, sent my state Republican assemblyman an email the other day, sent a copy of it to Jimmy, told him to send one. Don't know if he did, but because our electric bills around here have about tripled in the past year or so. It's ridiculous. So got back an email, I don't know, at least 5-6 days later from, one of their lesser people that, yeah, we're going through that right now and hope to know by the end of June or July, whatever. I mean, that's why I only did 8 out of 12 years, because I'm going to let you in on a little secret that I think I have before. If you really give a shit, you won't be there forever. We had term limits, 12 years, 3 4-year terms. After 8, I'd had enough. I was done. They hated me, being my wife and daughter, because I brought shit home because I was passionate about it. And it eats you alive. These people that have been in Congress for 20, 30 years that you think, oh, my congressman's great. If they've been there that long, your congressman sucks, okay? Because there's a reason they've been there that long. Because if they actually gave a shit, they would have made a difference by now, and they would have enough, because it eats you apart. It tears you apart if you're actually give a shit and are trying to do your job. So, zip, 2 Democrats not happy with county chair. When are they ever? I mean, let's be honest. He got elected as a Democrat, switched to independent, so the next election he can say, oh, I'm not a Democrat. Look, I'm independent like you people in this Republican district. So he can get reelected again. So, I've already had people asking me, Zip, and I tell them no. No, I do not want my last term, because I've enjoyed my sanity to a certain extent. What's funny is that it's not that I know my state reps, it's that they know me, not so much. Well, I actually have this one's cell phone number too, because he became state assemblyman while I was on the legislature. And he actually came in and, spoke to us Republicans at the time, because that was before I switched to independent after the Republican Party threw me under the bus. For any of you newbies, go back, find a video called They Called Me a Racist, I think, and you'll understand the whole story. Or you could actually just technically Google me, and the Channel 9 news people might even come up where they slam me. But it I called him once on it, and he was like, put back that I called him on his cell phone. And, well, you need to call the office or whatever. Oh, because you're important now? You can't talk to somebody for 5 minutes? So, yeah. Yeah, I have Tenny's cell phone number too, Zip, just in case you're wondering. But I have yet to have a reason to. I did send her an email, but yeah, because she came into the legislature chambers too to speak to us. When I do have a reason, trust me, I will. So, it's a shit show dumpster fire. Yeah, it is. It is. Politicians are only lining their own pockets. At those levels, yes. They call me racist all the time. Shh, don't tell my wife. It'll make those evening meals a little awkward, Carl. Of course, this one has stopped moving. Oh, no, now it's moving. Look at that over there. Don't let the media lead you. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. The dancing bear thing, like I did in that one video. Focus on this, and you'll completely ignore the dancing bear that goes by that's right in plain sight. Got me. So, I think I mentioned it before. In New Jersey, you cannot vote in primary unless you designate party affiliation. Independent is not on that list. Yeah, I know it's not. But like I've explained in, I don't know, hundreds of my videos, And I encourage every 18-year-old, don't join the Republican or Democrat Party. The only reason why, they're the majority. If we have the majority of people in this country designated as independent, guess what? It's got to change then. But why do you think the parties are out there? Rah, rah, join up. I don't know who that was because I'm reading comments here now as they go by fast. But somebody said people are just waking up to those illusions now. Yeah, but not fast enough. That's the problem. So, we're not too far behind. That one just popped up over here. So, Sirloin McGroin says, yup. So you are new. Lloyd and Ace, remember everyone, investigate, research, learn what's going on so you can talk the truth to these morons, even though you know they're not going to listen, but at least try the truth. She'll set us free. Well, the truth is all we got, so you're right, Carl. Actually, the value of the dollar has gone up. But that's another misnomer that the dollar will go away. The dollar is just going to shit, gone to shit. Just another, hey, I'm going to hit you in the head enough times with this and you're going to believe it. Anyone that's watched the video of that Renee Good woman trying to run over the ICE officer, has anyone noticed there's a full-size T-Rex on top of a car by the house right behind her? No. But has anybody noticed the one cell phone video we haven't got yet? Her wife, who was, literally sitting there, hey, why don't you go to lunch there, boy, right before this all happened? She was filming. How come she hasn't brought her cell phone forward? The world is beginning to be like a big bonfire with no marsh. So crazy this world is upside down. I'm thinking you meant marshmallows. Lawson Fry could care less about crime with state patrol security detail. Exactly. And all these state reps and federal reps, that want, got to do away with guns. What do you think they're getting guarded by? People with guns. Yep. Betty, voter ID, exactly. Carl says, I love when people lecture. Yep. Well, there's too much. See or hear something, and I've been guilty of it in the past, don't get me wrong, but they see or hear something. It's what they want to see or hear, so it immediately becomes gospel. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I said the far left and the far right, they're the same. They both suck. Oh, wait, I gotta turn this up. Newsmax is in a city, I think in New York City, asking people, can men get pregnant? Exactly, buddy. Some old guys. Good. These people are waking up. They just told this one old guy there's an emoji of a pregnant man. He goes, well, the old man's like, whatever. So, all right. Jerry Fish, I heard on the news, and I don't know if this is true. 49% of the people are starting to turn independent. Well, yay. Let's hope so. But I'm starting to get stuffed up sitting here because it's nighttime. I do so. But I also just saw earlier on Carl Higbee where CNN put out a stat for the last like 4 months, 3 months of where Trump's approval rating is, and it's like minus 19 now. MAGA is turning against him. Well, what did I start the show? I call it a show. Start the live stream with tonight. The reason why I was doing this because of the pissed off comment I got from Fred Flintstone, who voted for Trump twice. Still want to know which one of the three idiots you voted for the third time. And you hope things are better when he's gone, but you just can't wait till he's gone because, we don't want to see these things that are going on now. So, in other words, Fred Flintstone's approval rating of Trump obviously isn't that great. And I never did tell you what my reply was to Fred. I don't think. Maybe I did. If I did, well, you're going to hear it again. I said, oh, so you don't like the fact that the border's closed. We're not being literally seeing our border agents being run over by illegal aliens down there like they were. I remember seeing one video where one of those 10,000 people caravan was literally, knocking our border agents to the ground. But of course, they were all told to stand down from the Biden Harris administration. We're not seeing the headlines every week of, some woman being raped or murdered and all this kind of stuff. And because now we're seeing actual actions to stop the fraud and all the other bullshit, and sometimes it gets messy. You just want to put your head in the sand. Yeah. Captain Ron says these friggin' idiots have a 2 week attention span. Yeah. That's might be giving them too much credit, Captain Ron. Betty Swain said at Tom Anderson, I'm just glad the dog is fine. I'm assuming you're talking about the dog in the backseat of her vehicle. Me too. Looked like a nice looking black lab. Thanks for the venting time, Andy. Well, I did one of these 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was, and I asked y'all if I ever got into the mood of doing another one. Should I do it? And most of you said yes. I know we've lost some. We're down to 385, but I'm getting out of here shortly anyhow. So, after what the dog has been through, he deserves a good, loving home in the country away from crazy liberal women. Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. So, we have Ramaswamy, the billionaire, running for governor in Ohio. Something we really don't need. Well, what's your other choices? Trump's billionaires do need him. There's some billionaires that actually give a shit about people. I'm just saying. I'm not judging somebody by how much money they got in the bank. There's some extremely poor people that are great people. And that's what they're all afraid of, is that they're going to lose that money and power, and they don't want their evilness brought to light. Exactly. Pooh Guru's in the house. Chris Milky or Milk agrees with my perspective on this, Andy. Well, according to Dave Helmer, the Canadian millionaire who goes by Dave Smith on YouTube, and I asked him about that. What's with the two names, Dave? And he made some really dumb comment about not giving out his real name like you, Andy. I'm on a fucking YouTube channel. Should I have come up with a fake last name? I mean, whatever. I'd take Vivek here in New York for governor over Horseface Hochul any day of the week. Exactly, Keller. Do a deep dive on all of them and just find out about them. I want to know who's paying them. That's my biggest thing. I want to know who's. Is it Soros? Is it Act Blue? All right. Carl says it seems we were wrong. You can block your spouse from leaving the house or prevent them from driving away or even block fellow employees when you. It's all just peaceful protest. Yeah. Yeah. Ramaswamy might be another Elon. Exactly, Sirloin McGroin. Do I think Elon has some libertarian views? Absolutely. Do I think Elon is a libtard? Absolutely not. Jackie says they have over a foot of snow here. We've got 2 or 3 inches today so far. I don't know what it's doing outside now. We were in like the 6 to 8 inch range between today into tomorrow. Oh, Tom Anderson. Hopefully they just put pork products in everything in Michigan, or Michigan holy water, a spray bottle with a piece of bacon in it. That will keep Muslims away. Well, maybe you should all just be running around swinging bacon around. Joe Marshall. Lodi's lip tars. They drop out of school before they finish 12th grade. You might as well get my gift certificate when they graduate in 6th grade. Oh, my knees are starting to hurt. Yes, I would rather have Vivek over Hochul. I still wish Elise was running. I agree, Betty, but you know what? I'm afraid she knew she wouldn't win. So leave her in Congress. Because she can win up there with that vote. Does anybody else think George Soros kind of looks like the Emperor Star Wars? I haven't watched Star Wars, so whatever it is, who he is. One lonely farmer. No snow here. No snow in Jersey, apparently. Yeah, but you guys are supposed to be getting some East thing. We're getting the circular part with the lake effect right now. We're not supposed to get the nor'easter part as bad. Swinging bacon bats. There you go. 1911 USA. If I was a billionaire, I would give a lot of money to different, normal, reasonable, and probably conservative candidates. That would be nice. Which is what Elon has pledged to do in a lot of these places where they want to primary. Trust me, if I had an absolute tard like Tenny is my congresswoman here, who's, I won't call her a rhino. I think she's a Republican light at the moment. She could be a little more forceful. But if she was a rhino and we had a good Republican candidate against her, I would go and switch back to Republican to vote in the primary. And then after the fact, because that's what you can do today, you can just switch. I would switch back to independent. It's 14 here now, Jackie said. Yeah, I looked at the thing in the kitchen when I ate supper and it was like 17. I don't know what it is now. Soros needs to go. Trump won't commit. Sad. What's he supposed to do to him? I mean, that's my point. There's so many people that, Trump, you need to do this, that, and the next thing. It's like pardons. Trump can't pardon somebody, like I said in a video here a couple videos ago, that was convicted of a state crime. There's people that, oh, you need to pardon this person. President can't pardon somebody from a state crime. So, oh, she's not running for Congress, but I thought she was going to run again. Well, she did just have a baby, so maybe she's tired. Well, you know what? God bless her then, because then she, like I just said earlier, she was a real one because she's had enough. She knows the toll it will take on her family, and she's walking away from it. So God bless you, Elise Stefanik. Michigan is getting its fair share of snow. Yeah, I knew Tenny is your now. Yeah, that's right, because of redistricting. Because of their, New York's really queer looking, redistricting maps that they bitch about Texas doing and all that. Yeah, yeah. It's just the Republicans trying to get more seats. Look at the libtard states, too. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Love that bacon. One of the best meats out there, especially a thick cut that's a peppered bacon. Oh, that is so tasty with nice sunny side up eggs and a big old bowl of grits. Well, I'll skip the grits and I like over easy. No Chuck tonight. No Dirty Eric tonight. Guess I should have messaged Dirty Eric on Instagram and told him I was doing this. Applewood smoked bacon. There you go, Lee. Fetterman is brave these days. Yep, and Fetterman has proved to be, who would have thought that, probably one of the best Democrats out there. Is that not just a absolute surprise to everyone? They're showing more people being, pepper sprayed, but yet they also showed, people throwing these huge ice balls at the ICE agents. I'm watching Thinner Tea now on Newsmax with no volume. All right, what's everybody else got to say? Did you see the clip? Bobby Kennedy's wife on The View. It's priceless. Nope. God, no. Unless I run across it on Instagram or here on YouTube, because that's the only two social media things I'm on. You ain't going to catch me watching The View. Oh. Michael Brass says, Lee, is it safe in your part of the city? Why, are you right in Minneapolis, Lee? Cameron Hammer says, or Hamer, however you pronounce it, we use alder for smoking bacon. That sounds tasty, actually. So, my username is Fred Flintstone, Farm Boy. So, Farm Boy 78, you're Fred Flintstone on Instagram. Well, I'm not calling you out and hating on you, but I said what your name was, and you were, kudos to you. You were brave enough to come on here and say who you were on there. You didn't have to say that, because I never would have put two and two together, but, and I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I'm just saying, sometimes the hard shit has to be done in order to, and maybe this analogy is way off for some people, but you see all the safe spacers today, and these kids that, this is where I'm going. I got my ass beat by my old man when I was a kid. I got the belt when I deserved it. And you know what? I didn't grow up to be a rapist, a murderer, a thief, or any of that kind of shit, because I learned what right and wrong was. I didn't need a safe space, none of that stuff. So sometimes some of the bad shit's got to happen, and it's got to be right out there for you to see in order to make shit good. And I'm sorry, it's just your comment on Instagram triggered me earlier. So maybe I'm one of them. I got triggered. But it's, so now that you said who you are, you want to tell us who you voted for the third time you didn't vote for Trump? I'm just curious. So hopefully you didn't vote, because boy, all three choices, Hillary, Clinton, and Kamala, or yeah, Hillary, Biden, and Kamala. Wow. But kudos to you. You actually said it to 376 people that are still in here that could trash you if they wanted to, but I'm telling them not to, because, you know, but you're braver than most, because most wouldn't have said that. But I, I'm wired a little different anyhow. I kind of, I won't say I enjoy seeing what happened, because I didn't enjoy seeing her get shot. I didn't enjoy seeing Ashley Babbitt get shot. For those, because I've been, accused of, I did vote for Trump twice, as I am a registered Republican. Well, I know you said that in your But my question was, he ran 3 times. Who was the other one you didn't? Or maybe you were too young to vote the first time. I don't know. And you don't have to tell me because it's your right to. Nobody needs to know who anybody voted for. So, Andy, I'm not in Minneapolis proper. I'm south of all that riffraff. Okay, that's good to know, Lee. So, yeah, 1911. Sometimes making things right is painful. Exactly. Boomer, what about the Statue of Liberty? What's your point, Boomer? Don't ask a question like that until you can, elaborate, because I think I know where you're going, Boomer. Because your name sounds familiar for being kind of a slightly TDS type person. What about the Statue of Liberty, Boomer? Are you going to be one of those people that, like that Jamal Paul, whatever, however you pronounce her name, one of the squad there who, our country was helped built by Somalians and all them? Was it really? How many of them signed the Declaration of Independence? How many of them do you see in old pictures from the early 1900s standing up on, all those girders and whatnot, building the big cities like New York and Chicago and all that? No, our country was founded by settlers. We are now settled. So you don't just keep letting anybody and everybody into this country because the Statue of Liberty says we'll take your poll, your huddled masses and all this bullshit. No, we'll take who's going to help make this country better. But we're not just going to take anybody. It's called legal immigration. Exactly. Exactly. Your comment went away too fast, Carl. And it hasn't come back up over here yet. So it's we're done. We're settled. Oh, my bad. Trump, then Trump, then Trump the third time. I am 48. Sorry. So you did vote for him all 3 times. All right. Well, take the blinders off, is all I'm going to say for the next 3 years, and let what happens, happens. Because we actually have a president who isn't taking a paycheck because he doesn't need it, who doesn't even need to be there because he's a billionaire and he could just go out and golf all day, who actually gives a shit about us, we the people. Look up the numbers, and this, I'm not just saying this to you, farm boy. I'm saying this to everybody. Look up the numbers of people that Clinton and Obama deported. Way more than Trump. Look at how the media treated that. CNN used to go on ride alongs with ICE. Yeah, yeah, look it up. Do the old thing of this is more than a hat rack? I put this on tonight because, so you didn't have to look at my ugly forehead where my hair is going back. Oh, we're flying over here now. Oh, it's called legal immigration. You want to lecture me. You reimburse me with the money for my wife's visa I just paid for. Boomer 6129 is, oh, yeah, you were saying that to him. Yeah, Boomer hasn't come back and, oh, wait, sorry, Grumpy. Someone said they're moving it. No, I am not a liberal. I believe what Trump is doing right. We are a nation of laws. Okay. Well, there's another boomer that comes in here so, yeah, you gotta like put a little more context into some things because I read the one line that you write and it's like, I don't know which way to take it. Chuck, you're here. Welcome, buddy. The Statue of Liberty does not say bring in criminals. Yeah, and then it went away. It'll come in. It'll come up here in a minute. But absolutely, Chuck. Statue of Liberty does not say bring me your train loads of criminals and psychopaths that were let out of the hospitals and jails in Venezuela. Thought the Statue of Liberty walked away during that Ghostbusters. Oh, Jesus, some of you. Oh, there you are, Chuck. You're finally getting on my computer over here. I had this ancient ass computer from this has got to be 15 to 20 years ago. Captain Ron, Washington State waving. All right, I'm waving back, Captain Ron. There was a thing called OptiShot Golf that I used this with, similar to, I'm getting off topic, but I'm going to say this anyhow. Similar to, appreciate you, by the way, Chuck, for the $9.99. The indoor golf thing, which I'm gonna try. I'm doing it tomorrow, my second round for January, and I'm going to try to remember to take my GoPro with me so I can show y'all. But this Opti shot thing, I would hit into the curtain over there, and the course would come up on this computer screen. I gotta show you this old ancient ass piece of shit computer. It's a Toshiba from, yeah, I've been doing that since I started. But yeah, your comments do come through slowly over there. But anyways, it would show the course on the computer. So you would hit, you'd look at the computer to see where your ball went and all that. I stopped using that thing because it was junk. So this old ancient Toshiba computer, at least 15 to 20 years old, sat in the shop all this time in its case. And I asked Barb, I said, could I actually hook this up to read the comments while I film the live stream on the phone when I do these ones at home out of the blue? You know, because Jimmy, we're doing it on his computer. So she spent most of the day trying to make this piece of shit work so that I could. And it's kind of working. I'm still spinning wheel of death from the first minute, but the comments do come through. They kind of come to a halt, and then all of a sudden they take off and come through. So Carl says, I wish we could respond in audio files. That would be interesting. I can't believe Near said he's getting rid of Statue of Liberty after she's been standing there all these years. I find that hard to believe that'll happen. Lloyd Nace, you just came up on my phone, but not over here yet. You just dropped $20. I appreciate you. As I've said in the past, I don't ask you people for nothing. I mean, I do always tell you, click on the Grumpy Farmer apparel link and whatnot, but you're never going to see me sell you dirt in a bottle or any of that bullshit. You guys do this, what you just did. Hey, thumbs up to you. You're more than appreciated. I obviously didn't start doing this 5 years ago and was not allowed. Nope, you popped up over here now, Lloyd, so it's not too far behind. Hear you, Grumpy, a little bit for some extra quarters when it comes up for the 30th. Thank you so much for what you do. God bless you and your family. Would love to try that indoor golf. Sounds like the same as the archery sim. I bet you it is. I'll guarantee it is. Todd Lambert, hands up for Barb. Absolutely, the IT person. So, this thing is starting to get wore out, but I do have a garbage can right over there I can throw it in and not be gone for only a second, but I ain't gonna stay on here much longer anyhow. Holy shit. I say that all the time, and then I wind up being here for 2 hours. So has any of you got any questions about anything? Josh Wellner says, a friend of mine just sent me a video of Portland, Maine's mayor confirming ICE will be there in 2 weeks with numbers, whatever that means. But guess we find out. That's because they find all this shit out ahead of time. You know, there's leaks. That's the problem in the Trump administration. There's still leaks. Like I've said, everybody blames Cash Patel and Bondi and all them. You got to remember, there's a lot of people working underneath them still that are leftovers. You can't just throw everybody out. So, and there's leaks. It's disgusting, but there's leaks. Pork always says one more beer, too. Then he has another. Yeah. I only grabbed one before I came in because I got no place to put it, and the refrigerator's out there, and I wasn't going to leave you guys hanging here. So, your computer is the same size as my 12-inch tablet that I got. No, this computer's huge. I think this is bigger than 12 inches. This looks more like about 16 going that way. It's huge. Did you sell all your crops? Oh, hell no. Do you think Walls will resign? It'd be nice. Just like the Secret Service leak on Vance's detail. Yeah, I mean, it's... there's too many haters out there of the Trump administration. All right, now I'm going like a bastard over here again. Man, can I slow it down? Nope. And I don't want to touch it and screw things up, but man, you guys are flying over here again. All right, there's Lee's thing about Bork and one more beer, then he has another 6. Jerry DeWitt, at least you're honest and tell the truth, Andy. As a fellow farmer, I'm a teacher of a teenager who father passed a year ago in March. We all love you in this household. I appreciate it, Jerry. So, I mean, I got a lot of great people that follow. I mean, I could just off the top of my head go through names. Maybe not all the last names, but like you, Jerry. Oh, wait. Lloyd, did you just give me $20 more? Because there's another. Oh, this is for Barb. I got to wait for that to come up over here because it disappeared over here. So, like you, Jerry DeWitt, Jerry Fish, Lee, Lloyd. I mean, just the names that I can come up with off the top of my head that are all the time here. Jackie, Betty, Carl, obviously. I can even name the haters. Good old Karen, Carol, and we're moving over here now, so skip that for now. Uh, yep, Lloyd, you did. And here's a little extra for Barb. She needs to be paid for her tech support. Remember, Andy, there is a gender pay gap, so we have to support the women. You know that. Haha, sorry. Yep. Speaking of that, so that gets me onto another subject. God, I hope I don't, you know, shoot too many things out there tonight, seeing as Jimmy and I will be together in 2 weeks, but I'm sure he'll be flowing at full steam. So, did you see? And this, I applauded tennis for this. The number one ranked women's tennis player in the country. Don't ask me the name because I have no idea. Played the number like 500 or 600th ranked male tennis player. On her side of the court, it was the lines for singles. On his side of the court, it was the, extra wide, the lines for doubles. So she got to return the ball, and if it was in the doubles line, it was okay. He beat her in 2 straight sets. They did this for a reason, to show, even though she was the number one women's tennis player in the world, there's a reason why men have men's sports, women have women's sports. There's a reason why Title IX was created, and it's now in the courts. And did you see Judge Alito slam that ACLU woman lawyer? Well, if you can't, when he asked about, sex, defining a woman, and she's like, well, that's not really why we're here. And he said, if you don't know what sex is, then Google it up, and you'll Google up ACLU lawyer and Judge Alito. I'm sure the video will come up with the recording. Do it after this, obviously. So, but I applauded tennis for doing that, to show that even though she was the number one ranked woman in the world, she could not beat the number, whatever he was. It was somewhere between 400 and 600th ranked male in the world. Lloyd says, the only reason I knew you were here tonight is because I came across you as I was flipping through YouTube. I didn't know you were coming on. I never said I was. It's Thursday. Normally do these on Friday if we do them. I just thank Farm Boy. Fred Flintstone on my Instagram, who I hope you stay with us. Because, like I said, I wasn't trying to trash you. I wasn't, I obviously didn't use your real name because I don't know your real name. And you came out and said who you were, which, like I said, kudos to you. Dude, I actually have a lot of respect for you doing that. So, but I'm just telling everyone, take your blinders off. The next 2 or 3 years could have some ugly sights in it. But if it puts this country back where it's supposed to be, or at least on the right fucking path, and then we can get either Vance or whoever, hopefully the Republican Party doesn't tear themselves apart for 28. But 26, is actually as important or more, because we don't need Trump being lame duck for 2 years. So, some of y'all, if you're still on that, oh, shit ain't happening fast enough for me, There was a guy on Instagram, Matt Kim was his name. Matt Attack is what he called himself. He's also here on YouTube. He's not as popular on YouTube. He's got like 650, 700,000 on Instagram and only 120 or 30,000 on YouTube, because I think people like me have kind of figured him out. He was all Trump, 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 Trump. Back during the election, he got backstage passes to Trump rallies, and he was, he was MAGA to the core. Yep, now he's Mr. Everything's a PSYOP. Trump tells us he's going to do this, and he's not doing it. Well, first of all, Trump gets about 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night at fucking 79 years old. He does more work than probably the majority of us on here, let's be honest. So, and Trump wants to get 10 things done in the time that he can literally only get 5 things done. But that's Trump. And Trump is constantly always saying this, saying that. It's like Greenland. Somebody asked me that question the other day. If it happens, I'll come on here and say I was completely wrong, and I think Trump's a dumbass for doing it. But I'm going to say right now, we are not going to put military troops in Greenland and forcibly take them over. It's not going to happen. If it does, then I'll be the first one to come on here and call Trump a complete fucking asshole for doing it, and this is not what we should be doing and whatnot. But it's not going to happen. It's Trump being Trump. Farm boy, yep, I am here, and yes, we do need to get Vance in office. Hopefully, Tim is the name, or Tiny for short. Tiny Tim, all right. Well, kudos to you, dude. Like I said, and I don't think I haven't been able to tell, but I don't think anybody else has tore you apart. So, yes, 2016 Trump's appointments to, or actually it was 2017. He got elected in 16, but his appointments, yes, to the Supreme Court was huge. Lloyd, to clean this mess up, it's going to take time. I wish people would understand that and stop bitching and just enjoy the show that's going on in front of you, because it is a great show. Come on, everyone. Well, yes and no. Like I said, I don't want to see people killed, but FAFO, I mean, all the memes and shit going around that people have been sending me to with her and George Floyd and whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to celebrate that bullshit, and I get it. The left celebrated Charlie Kirk, but there's some things I refuse to stoop to their level for, but there's other things that I say we need to actually stoop lower than them to root their bullshit out. So, Todd Lambert, Trump's 20 steps ahead of today. Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, I wish Trump would end the war in Ukraine, like he's not trying. I mean, give Trump credit, he has a heavyweight to carry. Absolutely, Jackie. It's beyond a heavyweight to carry. Exactly, Dean. Trump will not take Greenland by force. There'll be some kind of a deal if it happens. And it may not be we technically own Greenland type thing, but we will be the overseer, sort of, you know what I mean? It's kind of like Venezuela, folks. I mean, the dude plays chess, not checkers. So, is Trump still doing the gold card with instant immigration and vetting? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a super book of knowledge that I keep up with every single. I keep myself educated as much as I can to an extent that I don't want to go stick my head in, you know, a 5-gallon pail of boiling water and leave it there for 5 minutes type thing. Andy, what is your opinion on what will happen at midterms? Well, I said if the Republicans keep their bullshit up with voting against Trump and all this, we're gonna probably lose. And as he's not going to do anymore, if people, because, you know, his comment could have been better, Farm Boys, on my Instagram. If people take the blinders off and realize the bad things can lead to good things and shit needs to happen to straighten things out, then the midterms can be won. Oh, buddy from southern New Jersey, exactly. I mean, people keep saying, oh, you need to ignore the haters, you know, block the haters. Are you kidding me? You guys love it. They're fun. I like fucking with them too. Because it does. It just pisses them off. Especially when I tell them, hey, thanks for being here. Keep commenting. You're helping the algorithm. Then they come back, rah, 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 rah. Hey, thanks for being here. It's interesting what will happen with Greenland. Yeah? No, Lloyd, I mean, I'm kind of an eye for an eye person too, to a certain extent, but in her case, I do not fault that officer. I mean, video shows he was literally hit. And this is the same dude that 3 months, 4 months, whatever it was, before wound up in the hospital with 30 some stitches from being dragged. Did you notice the guy was reaching his arm in the car? Pulled out real quick when she started speeding ahead so that he didn't get dragged? Oh, let's see. Hi, H Farmer, what's up? I don't think I've seen you in here yet, or I've just missed it. I think it's kind of neat to see the USA potentially gain more territory. I've never seen that in my lifetime. Did you see he plans on going to Davos? Kind of wish he just stayed here. Lots of enemies over there. No, I like it when he goes to those type of things because those people sit there and they don't know whether to shit or wind their watch because he will just say what he has to say and doesn't give a shit who's in the crowd listening. That was kind of something him and I had in common about politics. So, and then it usually got me in trouble with the, you know, the paper and oh, the horrible legislator Dennison said this and whatever. It's like when you spill a bowl of soup in the kitchen. It takes 2 seconds to make the mess, but it takes 1 hour to clean it up. Yeah, thanks, Biden. Exactly. I don't fault that officer at all. Yeah, he went through hell getting dragged. Yeah. And that's the time they got to make a decision. Give me a break. Seriously? They just arrested the guy that stole the gun from the federal agent's car last night. He was a Latin king. Yeah. Huh. Oh, I'll have to get on Instagram. I'm sure I'll see it after this then because, yeah, I just want to know. I honestly, I want somebody to interview him. Not now. Wait till he's in prison, which, holy shit, we all know it could take a year or two, the way our justice system works. But sit down with the dude after he gets I don't know, I'm going to guess at least 10 to 20 year sentence and say, who paid you to be a paid agitator? And how much? And was that worth throwing away the majority of the rest of your life for whatever that dollar amount was? Oh, Iceberg FX. That sounds new. Thanks for your unfiltered common sense, good sir. Yeah, well, like I say, common sense ain't so common anymore. Hey, have a safe and blessed weekend. Gotta run. Catch you next time. You got it, Farm Boy. Or Fred Flintstone, whichever. That's on Instagram. So that's great, though, Betty, that they got the guy. Like I said earlier, duh, you're all out there filming each other because your good buddy Tampon Tim, make sure you pull out your phones, start recording. Now, how'd that work out for you? You recorded yourselves committing a crime. Yay! Oh my God. You can't, you can't make this shit up. Penny Keller, if you ever get a chance, look up the Hermit Tom Zimmerman of Laredo and Trump in 1982. It's interesting. Well, I'll probably forget that by the time I'm done here, so thanks for your. Oh, wait, I already read that one. Boomer says I was under the impression the U.S. had a mutual agreement with Greenland. Well, I think we do to a certain extent, but I don't know. I haven't really delved into that whole thing. I mean, at one point, we were the Denmark to Greenland type of thing, but I don't know. I'm not gonna say something that could be completely wrong. Oh, excuse me. Doing this right after supper. Sorry, I burp at you. So my knees are killing me from hunching over like this. Plus the arthritis from the shitty weather. And I gotta golf. Actually, I gotta get up early to. I gotta look outside and see what. You know, it's funny. I'll finish that sentence first. I gotta look outside and see what the weather's doing, but I gotta get up early because I gotta make sure my mother's plowed out before I go. And I think they pick up the dumpster tomorrow. And then everything else I can worry about when I get home. But it's funny, our front door stays locked 99% of the time now because it always would stay unlocked until I went to bed at night. Because if I was in the house, I was going out at half a dozen times to go out in the front deck and have a smoke. Don't do that anymore. Haven't really missed it yet either, to be honest. So, well, I see we got 513 thumbs up. So at one point, we kind of caught up with the thumbs up and whatnot. So, and it shows 49.99 from you guys that threw me some super chats. Much appreciated. So, I think I am going to call this quits and ask Barb how to shut this piece of shit thing off. But at least now I know I can use this if I ever do any of these in the house again. I'd be scared shitless to try and do this in the shop with this computer because there's no internet over there. And this thing's so old, I don't know if I could get it to work on LTE like this does. So Zip says 2 to 3 inches. That just came up. Oh, now we're starting to roll over here again. The sweet essence of it flowing into my lungs and helping to relax me. Yeah. Don't try to convince me of anything, Lloyd. I'm done with the smoking. Looks like you're doing well with stopping smoking. Yes, Jerry. Thank you. I've been using Kratom and taking Moringa for pain. Good night, all. Good night, all. Everybody's saying good night. So I always enjoy watching you, Andy. Keep up the great work. I missed the other one. So yeah, I'm getting out of here. Christ, I thought I wasn't going to be here that long, and I've been here 2 hours. It never fails. But appreciate y'all. I'll have. Remember, every 4 to 5 days I put out a video. So worst case scenario, if you've pushed the bell icon and you don't get a notice, go back or go and look. So it sounds like some of you got some videos to go watch because you missed them. So, but I I'm gonna get it out now and put it next to my keys, my GoPro, so I take it with me in the morning so I can show you this indoor golf place. So that'll be the next video, and maybe me plowing some snow in the morning if I have to. I don't know. I gotta go look. So, all right. I'll see you in the next few videos, 2, 3, 4 video, whatever comes out between now and the next 2 weeks, and then Jimbo and I on the 30th, as long as Mother Nature cooperates. So no, there's been no falling out between Jimmy and I for those that, well, first I was sicker than shit in December, so that's why we didn't do that one. So, and then whatever it was a couple weeks ago, I just did one. So we're gonna try for January 30th and see what happens. So when I talk this long, I start getting raspy too, though. So we'll see this style again in 2 weeks from tomorrow. So, and I don't know, I probably won't do another live here in the next 2 weeks, but maybe after the one with Jim and I, we get into February, if I get a hair up my ass and want to do another live, I'll do another live sitting here. I mean, shit, 500 and some out of you showed up for it, so that's fairly impressive. So, all right, we will see you when we see you.